Miss Universe is Mexico!
Well, Miss Mexico, so Fatima Bosch was crowned Miss Universe 2025. Now, you've probably seen that viral video. It was a drama-filled pageant week in Thailand, where this all started, right?
Yeah, this all started kind of off on a bad note, I feel like. I think a lot of contestants from there, it's kind of like, okay, do I want to win Miss Universe?
She was, you remember, she was berated by a Thai pageant director there in a pre-pageant meeting. It triggered a walkout. Everyone else got up and followed her. She gave a speech. Well, you know, she won the whole thing.
Yeah, and I think that it's interesting too. The girl from Thailand actually received first runner-up. It was in Thailand. You know, this was her home pageant. It was that same director too. So it kind of got down to those two. And it makes you wonder, did he do that because he thought that that was some competition maybe for his girl, right?
There's a lot of debate on like what happened.
Oh,
but I
a
think
lot.
she was, what was it? The conversation was she was asking about like promoting the pageant on her social media. And she was saying, my director or my person in charge said, don't do that.
Yeah, and that's what I was reading was they were like mad at her that she wasn't promoting it the same way other girls were, but looked her up on Instagram this morning. She has over 2 million followers, so it seems like she kind of had her own brand before this ever started.
What was it that he said to her? It was like,
he pretty much
you're
just
be a dumbhead? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't do it, that was just weird.
But one of her questions was just like, as Miss Universe, what would she do to like stand up for like to help women? And she pretty much said, stand up like for your voice because that's what sets people apart and makes history, which was very fitting after that. And then she won.
Yeah, did you see the video, the viral video?
I did a couple weeks ago. We actually had it here, I think, on air. So.
Yeah, well, it's a big deal. Well, there you go, your new Miss Universe, right?
Yeah, and that's a big deal, right? She's gonna get to travel the world and get to have that title.
I bet you a lot of people will be, because she'll be doing a lot of interviews after this, and they'll be asking her about that.
Well, I also think that, yeah, this is one of the coolest parts of the competition. They do costume contests that represent your country.
That's fantastic.
And it's really one of the best parts. Like, it's just so cool, and you see how people view their country, like how they see it makes unique. They do it at Miss USA too, and like Arkansas, you've seen different ones. You've seen Walmart, you've seen, you know, the diamonds for the Diamond State.
That's
this
Miss
is
Mexico right there.
Yes, right there. This was her costume. So I feel like that is a cool part of the competition. You kind of get to see culture on a different forefront.
I love that. That's beautiful. All right, if you still don't have a real ID and you want to fly soon, you're going to have to possibly pay a fee, because yesterday, TSA, they actually approved adding a fee when you go through the airports if you don't have one of those real IDs. And then we're talking $18 for travelers.
Well, honestly, I'm surprised that they're even offering this, because for a while it was like, if you don't have the real ID, then you're not flying.
Right.
And so I do think for people who maybe like aren't up to the times, didn't know this, or kind of forgot, it would be better to pay a fee than to get turned away, right?
Right. And, you know, there's so many fees already, the luggage fees and then other service fees and now this fee. What's the point?
I feel like their hope probably with this is once someone pays a fee, then they will do something about it. Like they'll go and get the real ID, because it lasts for 10 days, I think. So that gives you time to go on your trip, come back, and they're probably hopeful you'll go home and you'll get the real ID.
Right, but I know there's some people, because there's been a lot of discussion about this, you know, some people, a lot of people here, Arkansas, Oklahoma, they don't want to get that real ID.
Yeah.
They want to have a choice.
I know, and I think that does make it tricky, because for a while we did have a choice, but they've been talking about it for what, 10 or so years? But you can use a passport instead of a real ID too.
Yeah. Well, they're saying that this the fee that they'll charge for this will cover some new technology that's needed to verify a passenger's identity. So real ID became required, you remember, for for air travel in the U.S. on May 7th. So it's been a minute. I still haven't gotten one.
You haven't, Jen?
No, I haven't. And not that I'm against it, I just haven't.
Well, I had to get one. We went on a trip in May, so I had to get one before.
Yeah, you gotta do that. All right, the vintage high-grade copy of a forgotten Superman comic book set a record at auction on Thursday. Take a look. Superman numero uno from 1939. It was sold for a little over $9 million.
Woof.
Would you pay that, guys?
I mean,
No.
again, a lot of these are just like really rich people. I'm sure they just put it in a frame. I mean, there are a lot of comic book nerds out there, so
Don't call them nerds, Danny.
No,
They're
I'm
just
not.
passionate.
It's not a chirp. It's just saying like, I mean, I'm a nerd for Pokemon, so I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
There you
Well,
go.
this one was actually found by three brothers cleaning out the attic of their late mother's California home. Jackpot.
Yeah, jackpot for sure. They're like, let's see how much we can sell this for.
Yeah, and especially they were saying it was protected by a stack of old newspapers because, again, the grade of the comic book, if it's just a little dented, that can take off millions. So shout out to the mom for storing it pretty well.
Shout out to Mom. She knew what she was doing there, right?
All right, sounds good. Thanks for joining us here on The Daily Brew. More 5 News This Morning Plus coming up.